Hey, what's up, my friends? Here we are going to talk about this new moon at 0 degrees of Aries on March 21st, 2023. So, with this new moon, this is a huge new moon, okay? And this is the beginning of a series of really massive transits in astrology that are going to really see the beginning of change. This is really the first step into all of our new lives, right? With it at 0 degrees, 49 minutes, it's really on the cusp of 0 and 1 degrees. But 0 degrees is the very first degree of the entire zodiac. So with that, with the sun coming into Aries, happy Aries season, everyone. This is the first day of the new astrological new year. But not only that, okay, we're at the exact moment of this new moon, we have Pluto at 29 degrees 58 minutes. This is right on the edge, and this is where the universe is kind of saying to us, like, it's time to make a move, it's time to go, it's time to make some shit happen. Okay, now with this, we still have Jupiter that's just 2 degrees away from Chiron here in Aries. Mercury is at 5 degrees of Aries. And of course, we have Vesta at 18 degrees of Aries. So all these things makes us want to really dig into our, like, it's like the universe saying you have to look at what is holding you back. You have to feel into the things that you don't want to feel, because that is where all the answers are. All the things, like, you've probably been getting visions or ideas or understandings of what life is going to be like in this new way, right, as we coming more and more into the age of Aquarius. And now that Saturn is also at 1 degree of Pisces, which is right on top of the new moon that we had at 1 degree of Pisces not too long ago, right? So with this new start, Mercury in Aries, it's like all this, we're going to start to get all this energy. This energy has been a little difficult, actually quite difficult, for the at least the last month. And um and now the universe saying it's time to face these feelings that you don't want to feel. It's time to man up, woman up. It's time to move forward in life. Whatever past things are unresolved or unfinished between this new moon and the full moon, that's going to be at 29 degrees of Aries, which is also going to be the beginning of the next eclipse, 18-month eclipse cycle, is really kicking our ass into gear about stepping into, in one way, an independent new way of showing the world who we are. And either way, we're going to show the world who we are. And any kind of or level of, like, feelings of imposter syndrome or feelings of that shadow aspect that is still traumatized, the abandonment, rejection wounds that we have from childhood, we're looking at to move through, to accept, to allow, to surrender to, so that we can create this new world that we're in. And Saturn is also, speaking to that new moon in Pisces, saying, let things move through you, let things flow, let things clear out. We are literally looking at the entire previous portion of our lives, probably our entire life. If you're younger than, I'd say, 60 years old, it's literally going to be your entire life. And also looking at our relationship to ourselves and how our relation to ourselves is incongruency or incongruent, meaning, like, in alignment or out of alignment with how our relationships are with other people. Because really, essentially, um, our relationships with other people is a reflection of our relationship with ourselves. So are you still in relationships that aren't fully making you happy? Are you, are your relationships around people you can trust in your business, in your life, with your children? All these different ways that the universe is speaking to us right now is saying, you got to get on the same page with your heart. All right. Any kind of egocentric or, ego-based desires, wants, needs, this is going to be all coming to light, and a deeper level of honesty and truth is being connected to this part of us that is being activated. Now we have Venus conjunct Juno, as well as the North Node. So with Venus conjunct the North Node in and of itself, This is looking at, boundaries. How do we want to receive? And Venus is in its home sign, and it's coming closer to Uranus. So this is actually building up to opportunities that are going to come in and say, okay, let's see how much you've grown. Let's see where you're going. Let's see what lessons you've learned in the last 16 or so months about your values, morals, your ethics, your capacity to hold boundaries. This is really seeking and wanting to feel stable, to feel like we have all the pieces of the puzzle necessary for our long-term committed visions, relationships. What vision do you have of your future, and where are the little steps that you're taking to get there, and where are the steps that you're avoiding, where are the emotions that you're avoiding, where are the things that you're not being congruent with? Mercury is going to be conjuncting Chiron here within about a week. So whatever is, the things that are going to come up are going to show us where our deep wounds are at on a whole nother level. Now, Jupiter conjunct Chiron was really bringing everything up onto the surface. Now Mercury is going to communicate all those things to us in a whole new way. And depending on how your relationship is with yourself, you could be really hard on yourself. Your mind chatter could be, like, look, we need to look at this stuff. We need to feel it. We need to face it. We need to honor it. Okay. So we really have to learn how to be, on one hand, we have to be really honest and like disciplined and dedicated to our truth. And on the other hand, we have to not beat ourselves up a whole lot, because the beating up part is the other side of the coin, where we can sabotage ourselves. And the self-sabotager is really, really coming up right now to be exposed. So the universe is exposing all the parts of ourselves that are incongruent with our vision, with our desires, with what we want to create. So, make sure that, you're looking at these things, you're remembering your why. What is the why, the reason for what you want to move into in this next chapter of your life? Now, another thing we have here, Mars, 28 degrees, is also square this new moon, and it is quincunx to Pluto that is just about to move into Aquarius. This is the third of three Mars quincunx Plutos that we've had. So throughout, again, we just recently had, the third and final Mars square Neptune, right? That was really, again, looking at our boundaries, looking at, the ideas, the visions that we have, and grounding them into this 3D reality, where, kind of taking visions and turning them into goals. All right. And, with the quincunx to Pluto, it's saying, get off your fucking ass and make some shit happen. All right. And these are at master degrees, right? So this is a deep completing part of our consciousness that needs to go. So really, it's plucking up this self-sabotaging aspect of all of our consciousnesses and saying it needs to go. It's not going to go away. It's not going to be able to be suppressed anymore. You're not going to be able to ignore it. This is what needs to be faced and felt and moved through. All right. Let's see, the North Node is still at 4 degrees, going to be here for a little while. Neptune is at 25 degrees and going to be moving to 26 degrees here in a few weeks. But really, all in all, Black Moon Lilith is also quincunx to this new moon. So, there are some difficult aspects in this new moon, but we also have a beautiful grand trine here between Saturn, Mars, and the South Node, which is allowing us to let go, allowing us to forgive ourselves, to forgive, to allow, and to settle into a deeper layer of love in our heart. South Node is also quincunx over to Mercury, which is like, it's gonna, that feeling of what you need to let go of is going to be a little bit confusing, a little bit like, I don't know. But with Pluto here coming into 0 degrees, being square the nodes now, these are some really intense aspects. All right. And Pluto is going to be square these nodes now for a while, because the nodes move slow and Pluto moves slow. So really, the nodes are going to be shifting in about the middle of the year. And then even once they get into the later and end part of the year, they're still going to be at the the anorectic degrees, while Pluto hangs out at the anorectic degrees as well. So we can literally look forward, if you want to call it that, to this Pluto square for about the rest of the year. All right, and it's going to peak, about May, June, July time. So this is saying it's time. There is a major death and rebirth going on in the entire collective. So this is where we're going to see all these big corporations start to crumble. All these systems that are in the world start to really, just not work anymore, because they can't work, because they're not serving the collective. And Pluto going into Aquarius is dipping us into a deeper level of the age of Aquarius, which is all about the power of the people. Right. So it is the people's responsibility. So many people right now, so many light workers, so many starseeds, so many, people that have been doing the inner work and have had difficult lives because they felt so much stuff. This is activating deeper levels of empathy within the collective. Thus, we have a lot of people that are bringing communities together, myself included. You guys want to come down and be a part of my community here in Mesa or online. I'm going to be starting a new online Activation Nation here in the next couple of weeks, which I'll be letting you guys know, of course, as well. But really coming together to create the world, this new world that we deserve and that we want to see in the world. But it's going to be all about people moving over and past their differences, people coming together, in a, it's I don't want to say it's us versus them, but there is I would say the power dynamic is shifting in the collective to the people. So in 2020 we had the elites that they try to get all we had the biggest financial transfer in the history of probably humankind, and that's because they knew that this was coming. And now with this coming in, all those people that have all this money are going to be seeking out ways to heal and cleanse and purge, and because all that narcissistic greed is going to be exposed, and they're going to be getting really sick from it. So there's going to be another shift in the financial system. Now, it may not look like this one did, because value systems are also going to be shifting and changing. And with this new moon, we're really coming into the full and complete understanding of what our deepest value systems is, and what and how we're going to set up and create these new systems within the communities that we're creating now to evolve into this new version of ourselves. All right. This is all about stepping into our own leadership in our own lives and taking massive action into creating the world that we want to create. Now, this is sort of a preview to the solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Aries. And I would like to share with you guys what this, well, inside degrees doesn't have 0 degrees of Aries. So I'm going to read 1 degree since it's only 10 minutes away. This is still applicable, right? So it says, a man repairing and extending a stone wall in the spring. Objective Earth existence embraced with a fury. Identifying yourself completely with physical capability, external results, and quantifiable criteria on all fronts. You willfully submerge yourself in the brute facts and the bare phenomena. There is a virtue in this approach. You become ready and quite able to do what is asked or needed, and to put nothing in the way of each next thing happening, right on schedule. You actually become a hardy vessel for strong earth usage. It is a form of penance or probation for past excesses. Now gravitating towards the straight and narrow and trying to get certain things straight for a brand new start. In this initial phase, the radically new cycle taken up with passion, with an omnivorous appetite for things to do, problems to solve, worlds to streamline. Tremendous for activating will, intended for nothing else. So guys, this energy is all about activating that fundamental divine willpower that we all have been waiting for. It's going to be this deep soul-based energy that it's like, it's time to go, it's time to move, it's time to make things happen. And we have to be trusting in our intuition, in our heart, and knowing that we have what it takes to make whatever it is that we want to create possible. All right. So believe in yourself. All right. Because you have to be your biggest cheerleader. Nobody else is going to do it for you except you. And when you do that, that's when you magnetize in all of the other support, all the other things and people and places and experiences that are going to support your building of this new world and this new foundation that we want to create. There is so much abundance out there, and we are here to receive that abundance, and it is rightfully ours. So you have to, so any belief system that is holding you back from creating or believing, these self-limiting beliefs about, well, I have to work this 9-to-5 job because I have all these responsibilities and all this and that. I got to take care, whatever the story that you're living in right now, that story is going to crumble with the systems that are in this world. So you have to be ready for change. I cannot stress this enough. Your logical mindset going into these situations about, well, I need to make this money in this way, doing things I don't like. I got to be in this relationship out of obligation because blah, 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 whatever story that you're telling yourself. If you're not happy, you need to move, you need to honor your heart and move away from whatever is not making you happy. Okay. Whether it be a relationship, a business, a behavior pattern, something, like if you're, if you have behaviors of doing things that, are not good for you, but yet you continue to do it out of whatever reason there is. This is a call to action, guys. This new moon is a call to action to become the best version of yourself based in your heart. Trust your heart. Trust your heart. Trust that your heart knows what's best for you, and that when you step into that unknown place, whatever that unknown part is that you haven't stepped into yet, that things will align. It's this new age is the age of alignment, not hustle. Now, with alignment comes hard work, comes being productive and getting things done. You can't be lazy with this, right? But when you're doing what you love to do, there is no, lack of energy because you're inspired. It's all about taking inspired action. So whatever inspires you, meaning whatever you get around that makes you feel alive, that makes you feel lighter, that makes the time go by like nothing, right? Those are the things that are going to be your best friend here coming into the next phase. And because of this, I am starting to personal train again now because I am really good at it and I love to help people. So I will only take on people that actually want to change and grow and transform. So if you're interested in that, please DM me, message me, leave a comment down below, and I will reach back out to you and we can make that happen. All right. I hope you guys have a beautiful and wonderful new moon. Get ready for a lot of change. Change can be scary at first, but when you know that the universe is conspiring in your favor, when you're clearing out all these belief systems, Mars quincunx Pluto is looking at these self-limiting belief systems and having us move into the unknown, knowing that our heart is guiding us in the right direction, and everything is going to line up. And it's going to line up slowly but surely. So the daily habits and practices that you have are going to be super important and critical to be able to, having the clarity of intuitive guidance, right? When you're around things that are not meant for you, they will cloud your judgment when you're listening to other people's idea of what's best for you, as opposed to your concept of what's best for you. You need to know yourself. So get out of your head, get into your heart, step into your power, and let's create this new world together. All right. I love you all very much. If you resonate with this message, please share, please like, please subscribe on my YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate it. And until next video, I'll see you all then. Aho.